Hi friends, it's me, your Faith, back again. So I'm getting a couple of hold on. I'm getting a couple of videos out today. And one of them, one of them that I'm definitely doing is going to be a April Oprah review. So welcome. This is the April Oprah review. Hi, my name is B. Just in case if you're new around these parts and if you're accustomed to being here, welcome back. We're going to do a quick little ram bam. Thank you, ma'am, for what we can anticipate for April. I'm hearing some mixed reviews. I'm not an astrologer, but I do find myself intertwined in between the astrologer talk. I do know a little something about a little something. So I have heard that Mars energy will be very prominent in April. We are in Aries season. Happy birthday to my Arieses. Apparently, we have like an Aries stellium in the sky. I know we have a full moon in Libra coming up, so we should have a new moon in Aries coming sometime this month also. So again, a lot going on in the sky, a lot of Mars energy, a lot of aggressive energy. Again, I've been hearing people who are excited about it. I've been hearing people who are not so excited about it. So let's go ahead and jump in with the April Oprah review just to see what we can kind of expect or anticipate for the month, just for the collective. Like, share, subscribe. Drop down below in the description box if you want to find me on other platforms or if you want to book a personal reading. You understand? I do have my music playing. I do have my coffee. I do have my water. My heater is running behind me. Y'all know I be cold in this little corner over here, cause I just don't never like to have no clothes on, I guess. But but yeah, we're gonna jump in, jump out. Take what resonates. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Nothing I say here is meant to trigger you, confuse you, or put you in a bad mood. So if that's the case, turn this off. Maybe I'm not the reader for you. Maybe this ain't the video for you. Maybe this isn't the time for you to be receiving messages. Okay, so let's go ahead in. I already pulled a couple of cards because I'm using Oracle of the Seven Energies, and I don't really like dip off into this deck much. So I pulled off camera just so I can give myself time. I wanted to give myself time to read through the book, really get a good feel for what the cards mean, and check into them intuitively. Right? You do have for the month of April 2026, you have Tender Embrace. Okay, and we have shining through. As I'm doing this, I'm realizing the sun went away. The video before this, I could barely show these because the sun was just so out. Uh, but I guess the clouds have covered the sun. I wonder if it's gonna rain today. Anyway, I'm gonna start with what I felt like was more prominent. Okay, the shining through card, even though it was the second card on the spread, just kind of stuck to me a little bit more. And the shining through card, when I read it, basically was a card to say you've come very, very far. And in April will be a time where it's time for you to take center stage. Okay. Again, a lot of get up and go energy, a lot of hit the ground running energy in the month of April. Shining through says, hey, it's time for you to be seen. It is time for you to be heard. Shine your light through, okay? And it is time for you to take center stage. You've come very, very far. You've learned a lot. You've grown a lot. You've heard a lot. You've seen a lot. You've integrated a lot of these lessons into wisdom, crystallized them into wisdom. In April, this is a time to really allow your voice, allow your light, allow yourself to be seen. And though that can come with a lot of fear and a lot of pressure, it's not anything that you can't handle. Okay? Communicating authentically, showing up authentically, not wearing the mask, right? Who are you? What is your message? What have you learned? You know, what do you want to put out into the world to be seen? April is the time to really start doing it. And I know I've been seeing that through, like I said, through my astrologer friends and they post where it's like again that let them tell it and this is their words, not mine, because I don't want to seem like these are my talking points. But I got this from someone, I'm missing their name, I kind of just saw it in scrolling, but it was also saying that April is a time to do it, whether you feel like you're ready or not. So even if you feel like, oh yeah, I've learned a lot, but I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't think the world is ready for that. Like, what if people don't like what I have to say? What if people don't like me? What if people don't agree? It's like, it doesn't matter. This is not the time to think about who doesn't like you. This is not the time to think about who doesn't agree. This is not the time to think about anything other than putting what you believe, who you are, out there. And before you know it, you might even again convert a couple of other people and carve out a lane for that. Maybe there's something going on in the world, right? And as I segue into that, tender embrace. This is basically the card to say, even though you do that, do it with compassion, right? Tender embrace card. There might be some suffering in the world going on. We have a lot going on. I stay in the US. I don't know where any of my other subscribers or viewers are from, but I stay in the US. There is a lot going on in the world between and different wars. We bombing people. Palestine, Gaza is still going on. Like, that's still a thing. Like, there is so much suffering, not even just around the world, but also just here in the US. Again, is one already a thing. You know, so many families are being torn apart, so many people being unalive, so many children being taken into detainment. You know, that's it's sick. Do you have something to say about that in April? Because if you do, in April is a time for you to really voice it, but voice it with compassion. Okay, everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes, even if it's person to person. Maybe your fellow man, maybe you got a neighbor who did something in April and you kind of got to get them right. Okay, cool. Get them right with a sense of compassion. Get them right in the name of humanity, in the name of love, right? Watch the aggression. Again, a lot of aggressive energy, a lot of Mars energy, Aries energy, ready to fight kind of energy. Very a simple back and forth bickerment turning into something more than what it is if people aren't careful. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it in April. Okay, so don't water yourself down. You know, if there's something going on, if you know somebody interpersonally where you feel like something was slighted and you feel like you want to stand up and say something, maybe it's just the suffering around the world, and maybe you want to jump on your platform in April and say something. That's very much green lighted, but it's how you say it, it's how you do it. Offering that message with compassion, even if it's not person to person. Again, maybe you just learned something that other people aren't learning. Maybe again a level of your wisdom. Nobody likes a mean leader. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might be king of the kingdom, but are you leadering people in guiding people in the name of love and compassion to them? Or is it mean, rude, cruel? You got an attitude. It's some energy with that. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna have a good time. I would even maybe go a step further to say be weary of, again, some people might kind of get back at you. Again, like I said, little small back and forth bickerments turning into something bigger than what it is. Not because it was that serious, but because somebody didn't check their tone, somebody didn't watch how they said something, and then you get met back with that same energy, and now things escalate when they really didn't have to. But the main message here is, regardless of the compassion, regardless of how much you have, again, still say it. This is a time to allow your light to be seen. It is time for you in April to take center stage. And it is time for you to allow your light to shine through. Have compassion with yourself, right? Sometimes it ain't even another mother, because sometimes it's yourself. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and really hug up on yourself. You see these elephants intertwine and intertwingle with each other? Sometimes you got to hug up on yourself and love up on yourself. Sometimes you got to be a little tender with yourself. Again, now isn't the time to be indulging in perfectionism tendencies. Okay, I think we have a full moon in Libra tropical, but I don't know if it's Placidus or Sidereal, one of them, or Sidereal, one of them. I don't, one of them, and it might be in Virgo. So, depending on what housing system you go by in astrology, again, this isn't the time for perfectionism. Now is the time to allow your light to be seen even through the imperfections. For some of you where that resonates. Maybe you want to put yourself out there. Maybe you see all the going on in the world and you like, I want to say something. In April, you might wake up one day and feel like, I want to say something. There's an injustice going on. That's not right, because this was going on and that's going on. Maybe there's something where you can help your fellow man, and it's like, I kind of want to say something. I kind of want to put something out. I kind of want to, put it in the music or do this or do that. Again, take center stage or whatever that could mean for you, whether it be just speaking your voice, taking action on something, really moving forward with your goals and your plans. Like I said, look, it's 2026. Sometimes it's not even just about saying nothing to your fellow man. You can speak on what's going on in America, what's going on in the world, and just by jumping on your platform. But it don't have to be perfect. It don't have to be polished. How can you be gentle with yourself as you still allow your light to be shown? You still say what you got to say. You still show up as yourself. You're not watering yourself down. You're not making yourself small. You're not biting your tongue for nobody. But how are you doing it in a way of compassion? where you're gentle with yourself. Yeah, maybe you could have said that a little better. Maybe you stuttered a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you was trying to get the content out and you kind of stumbled and choked on your words. And it's like, dang, that's so embarrassing. Like, I said that word wrong. But hey, even in your imperfections, there's perfection. Even in the imperfections, it ain't even about the fact that you stuttered. The fact when people hear it, they still gonna hear exactly what your message was. They ain't even gonna they're gonna breeze right on past that. But you feel like, well, I don't want to post that because I kind of stumbled over the words and I kind of said my words wrong. How can you be gentle with yourself? Even if you do get on your platform in April, even if you do try to check your fellow man, and maybe you loud and wrong. Hey, that happens. But how well can you still have compassion with yourself to say, okay, well, I didn't make myself small. I'm not going to tell myself I'm never going to say it again. I'm not going to be aggressive about it either, right? On the flip side of that coin, and not check my tone. And now it's, again, making a big deal out of something that it needs to be, right? Because everybody ain't going to want you to say nothing to them. Even if you do, you get like where it's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't talk to your child like that. And people tell you, shut the fuck up, get the fuck out there. Ain't talking to them. Right? This ain't the time to act like, well, I'm just, well, maybe I just shouldn't have said anything. No, you said exactly what you needed to say. But learn how to also do it with compassion. And even when you do it with the most compassion and you're the most gentle, again, not everybody gonna receive it well. That's fine. Understand that you still have a desire and a obligation to say what you need to say. You're still valid in what you said. It's not wrong because you said nothing. It's not wrong because you put it out. It ain't messed up or imperfect, so you can't post it because it's not. You know what I'm saying? So just, I feel like this is the energy so far to work on, and I like this energy. Now, I said it does give get up and go type of vibe. It does give get up and go kind of energy. My throat kind of already feeling scratchy, so it could definitely be about vocalizing yourself. Because I feel like I'm getting tight right here. And I haven't that hasn't been a thing. Give me a hip hop oracle for the month of April. What do we need to know? What can we expect for the month of April? What do we need to know? What can we expect? But for right now, again, it's giving be gentle with yourself, be gentle with your fellow man. Okay, be gentle with yourself, be gentle with others. All right, but also don't make yourself small. Don't worry about having to be perfect or the most perfect outcome or making sure it's all polished. Even in this imperfection, still allow yourself to be seen, still share your message. Sometimes you might be wrong on your tone. You can apologize for your tone, but make sure they still understand the message. Okay? Just make sure you check your tone before you even give the message. Because the point is the message. The point is what you're communicating. The point is allowing yourself to be seen and not walking around timid. Now, again, Aries energy don't really give that. So for some of you, you might just be naturally timid like that. But for others of you, I feel like where you know that you're, because again, Aries energy gonna say what it want to say anyway, right? If there's any Aries watching, you get amen in the comments. Aries is gonna say what they want to say when they needed to say it, how they needed to say it, unless it's a difference of their upbringing or something else going on in their chart. I don't meet too many Aries placements, especially Aries Mercury's, Aries Moons, Aries Mars, etc., who don't say what they mean and mean what they say. So for others of you, it could be the lesser over here where it's like say it with love though, because there's so much Mars Aries aggression energy to where, like I said, you might say something and you mean well, but because your tone, the somebody might get back at you on that because your tone, the and now it's bigger than what it is when you just should have worded that better. You could have said it that better. You could have phrased that better to keep the escalations and tensions down. Okay, we don't need unnecessary drama, because you know that you just don't want to water yourself down. Oh, okay, yeah, for some of you, you don't want to water yourself down. You're not going to water yourself down. And no one's asking you to. We're just asking for you to have a little bit more compassion with other people when you speak. Have a little more compassion with other people with how you maneuver. Have a little bit more compassion with other people and your fellow man. Because the same way you would want somebody to tone check themselves and watch how they coming at you and talking to you, check yourself too before you wreck your motherfucking self. Because like I said, it's given in Aries, somebody might be feeling a little hot up under the collar and might be ready to smack motherfuckers in their face. Just make sure you're not on that. Make sure you're not that person, and make sure people not ready to come at you like that. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes people just looking for a problem. Sometimes people just itching for an issue. It don't matter how nice you is, how kind, how much you dress it up, rub it together, dress it down. It don't matter. Motherfuckers just defensive. Motherfuckers just ready to fight. Motherfuckers just came with a chip on their shoulder. Cool, but it's gonna be on you to de-escalate that. Guidance with the us girls, which is a card really about sisterhood. It is about going to your fellow person for guidance. So again, this makes me, I feel like this further confirms for me, again, you might be the one person watching in April where people come to for guidance. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about sharing your light, shining it. You know what I'm saying? A lot. Share what you know. That's why I said you've come far. You've learned a lot. You've integrated a lot. You've seen a lot. You've heard a lot. You've been through a lot. It's made you exactly who you are today. Some people in April might come to you and say, "Hey, person watching, this kind of what's going on," or you might overhear something through the grapevine of what's going on, and it's like shine your light. If you know something, help somebody. But again, it's about how you do it. If you overhear three people talking about whatever they're talking about, and you might feel like, oh, I done been there before, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. You know, I learned that a couple of years ago. Really what Shawty need to do right. For one, check that. No, don't just jump in nobody's business like that. But if you're gonna jump in it, again, there's a way on how to do it. For some of you, you might be called shining through is a card to indicate, hey, we want you, your divine team wants you in April. It'll be important for you to share your life like that. Absolutely share your life. Share what you learned. Even if it's when you stopping by and saying, hey, I kind of, excuse me, yeah, I kind of overheard y'all talking. If, I would love to kind of, what I'm saying, share a little something with y'all. If now when you come like that, people are very interested. Oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? We weren't talking to you. You know what I'm saying? But I can respect how you came about it. So, okay, I'm willing to listen. But imagine if you just intrude and be like, actually, because girl, what you need to do is like, first of all, who are you? Why are you talking to us? We weren't even talking to you. You know what I'm saying? It's an A and B conversation. See your way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of one of those type of things. Don't be afraid to go to nobody else for guidance, right? Don't be afraid to go to nobody else about what might need to be done. But this, us girls make me feel like some people might be coming to you for guidance, and or there could be some guidance that you could give. Person watching in April, you know some things, you've learned some things, you've come very far on your journey. Don't be afraid to be the one who's giving guidance. Okay, don't be too worried about, oh well no one asked me, so that's fine. But you gave it anyway because you know it. The people you don't got to gatekeep everything, and I'm a big gatekeeper. But you don't have to gatekeep everything. You can sometimes just go volunteer information. That's something to learn. You can go and just volunteer information sometimes. You can just, let it be known that you know stuff. That's a part of being a leader, right? So for some of you, again, you could be carving your lane into becoming a leader in April. And April will be really kind of asking for you to do that, to step more into your leadership role. Take more of that guidance role. You've learned things, you know things, you're very wise. You know what I'm saying? Just be tender with yourself as you do it. If you're one of those timid, soft spoken. People really probably don't care. People probably really don't want to hear about me. People probably don't. It's like, nah, step more into that and allow yourself to be seen. Don't make yourself small. If you know that you know stuff, why are you sitting over here on the corner like you don't hear them talking, like you don't know nothing about it? It's like being in class and they ask, does anyone know the answer to question number 7? And you just sitting here like this, like you don't really know. It's like, raise your hand. Allow yourself to be seen. You know the answer, and you know that you know the answer. You're confident. You done did this 1,000 times. You done practiced this same equation 1,000 times. You know the answer. Why are you sitting here with your hand not raised like you just scared to answer the question or something? No. And again, for those of you who again are like that, yes, step more into a guidance role. But again, use your tenderness. Not everybody is advanced as you. Not everybody know everything like you. Maybe you done been through that and it's like, oh, y'all don't know that. I've been learned that. I've been learned that like so many years ago. Cause I mean, that's crazy. Y'all don't know that. It's like everybody ain't lived the same life as you. Maybe you had to grow up fast. And this ain't the time to really be focused on that though. But how well can you still advise people, guide people, be a leader to people while still operating from a tender space? How can you be tender with yourself as you get a little more familiar with this guidance type of role? Now I said this, the us card make me feel like this will be a bunch of people. Look at them with a microphone. This look like 3 people coming to you and shit in April. Where it's like, oh girl, cause you know what I'm saying? Cause this just really what's going on. Oh my God, my boy, my partner, my pal. This is what's going. I got 3 women. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm all of these bitches is stressing me. You never really know. This feel like three people coming to you with their problem. And it's time for you to step into that role. It's time for you to allow your light to be seen. Share what you've learned. Share what you know. Share the enlightenments of your life and what's gotten you to this point at this point. Okay? I was like hee hee ha ha with a couple of girls at work, and I think they done found out how old I am. I'm actually older than they thought I was. I'm sure they probably thought I was young 20s. I told them one of my boos was 30. She was like, "Ooh, 30, girl, how old you is?" I said 28. She was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah." I'm very much auntie status, okay? I'm not 21. Nothing about me give 21, 22. Yeah, girl, I'm 2 years from 30 at this point. Frontal lobe is very developed, you know. But it's like share what you know. I had somebody at work the other day ask me if you got kids, and I was like, girl, because I have such a fear of being tethered to somebody I can't stand. I feel like it as Sagittarius and we get commitment issues. That's as much as the commitment issue is probably really gonna get for me. Because when I'm ready to leave, I'm ready to go. And when I'm ready to not deal with nobody no more, out of sight, out of mind. I'm talking about you think I was a figment of your imagination. I can't do that if we have a child. I'm talking about when I say I'm done, I'm done. You don't exist to me. I didn't forgot who you was. It actually take a minute for me to kind of pluck you out my memory type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But when you have a child, you can't really do that. You know what I'm saying? And that was just something I've always kept in mind. Again, I mean, some of them have kids, but for those who don't, maybe that's something for them to think about. Because that's a very real thing. That's not just 18 years, that's 18 plus. And I gotta be dealing with you, and I imagine, and I can't stand you. Ooh, I can't. Ooh, I just. Ooh, I'm talking about get the foaming out of the mouth. I can't. Ooh. And I gotta keep dealing with you. Oh my God, that's torture. Oh my God, that's torture, right? So it's kind of one of those things. Allow your light to be seen. Allow your personality. Allow your likeness to come through. Be gentle on yourself and be gentle with others at that time. Be gentle with yourself and be gentle with others at that time, for sure. You never know what people might learn from you just by sharing. You never know what perspective people might gain from you just by sharing. You never know who you can touch. That was the same thing with the shining through card. Look, before you know it, you never know who you could probably help in your wake. But this is about being a leader, stepping into your leadership. April will ask you to step into your leadership role. Everyone has a leadership responsibility in their life in one way or another, whether it be again helping other people, helping yourself, taking more center stage, allowing yourself to really be heard. Again, you see they got microphones. Don't these bitches look like they I'm talking about and singing loud too. You know what I'm saying? They look like they really be enjoying it. So allow yourself to be heard, even if it is singing, right? For some of you, you might want to sing and you acting real timid, like, oh, but what if people don't like my voice? And what if people love it? Right? But now isn't the time to be worried about if people don't like you or not. How can you be tender and have compassion with yourself as you encourage yourself to do it? Because you have to encourage yourself to do it. You have to nudge yourself. Now is the time to nudge yourself. And if there were ever a time in your life where you feel like I'm ready to turn my life around and I'm ready to make some changes, April is the time to do it. But you have to nurture yourself and push yourself at the same time. For others of you, again, this could be people coming to you, and you might want to encourage and push them, but aggressively doing so ain't gonna do it. You have to learn how to do so with compassion and love. Everybody don't respond well to hard, to tough love. Some people you gotta love them real softly and shit. To some people, you gotta really have a sense of compassion and say, you know what, I could call you a stupid motherfucker to your face, but I'm not even gonna do it because I understand it's bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the Sagittarius coming out of me, but it's like I understand it's bigger than you. I really could call you a stupid motherfucker to your face, actually. But I understand that this is bigger than you. You're not just a stupid motherfucker. Your mama's dumb. Your daddy dumb. Ain't nobody taught you shit. So what good would it gain me to cuss you the fuck out? You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gotta do all that. But let me talk to you with a level of compassion. Let me talk to you with a level of not understanding and a lack of understanding. Because, see, I understand that this is bigger than you. It ain't even that you a stupid motherfucker. You was raised by a bunch of stupid motherfuckers. You genuinely don't know no better. So let me take a different approach. You know what I'm saying? It could be something as simple as that. People don't even know you talking to them like they stupid until you talk to them like, you know what I'm saying? If you dress it up real good, they think, wow, so that was just such a, I really understand that. You don't even know that you really just had to talk to them like they was 6 years old. Shit. You really had to kind of walk it down slow to them and shit like they ride the yellow short bus. So if Johnny had 5 apples, wow, I really didn't think about it. I really didn't think about it like that. Yeah, because if Johnny had 5 apples, And you break it down, walk down to them like that, and it's like, oh, well, that was just such an amazing conversation. Just little do you know, I think you dumb as a box of rocks. But again, it ain't even just your fault. You feel me? It's everybody. You know what I'm saying? I get it. When you raised by a bunch of half idiots and half wits and shit, you know, you get it honest. Ain't even no reason to be mad at you about it. Give me some tarot. Yeah. Say what you have to say. Look at this Knight of Swords coming out. Okay, swift, quick, direct communication. Say what you mean directly in the moment. Say what you mean and mean what you say, and say it directly in that moment. Seize the opportunity to say it right in that moment. Again, if you out and you about it, you hear somebody over gossiping, or you know what I'm saying, they're rapping about something, and they're a group of friends or whatever, and you might feel like, okay, I have an answer, or you know, I done been through that. I could probably kind of guide them and tell them what to do. Do it, but do it in that moment. Do it with a level of compassion. You know what I'm saying? Do it with a level of love. If people are coming to you this month, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta play coy and act like you don't know. That's why I said the same thing in school. If the teacher acting like, oh, does anybody know what the answer and the square root of this, that, and the third, and whoop wop the bam, and you just sitting here acting like you know the answer. You just waiting to see if anybody else gonna do it because you don't want to do it and shit. It's like, no, say something. This is a time to be bold. This is a time to be courageous. This is a time to say what you mean right in the moment. You might have quick ideas and certain thoughts, is what this feels like also. You know what I'm saying? Ten of Pentacles is here. Give me a what is this Ten of Pentacles? What is the Ten of Pentacles in reference to? Yeah, I don't know. This feels just like an inner sense of security. Maybe this is something from like a family thing for those of you who are like scared to say something. The Four of Cups fell on this Ten of Pentacles, which makes me feel like a sense of being rejected in the home. For some of you, that could be a thing too, where again, maybe you always felt like your ideas and thoughts and shit were rejected in the home. So it's kind of allowed for you to not say stuff or not speak up, you know what I'm saying? Not speak your mind, not share your piece. You know what I'm saying? Uh, because it just kind of, I don't know, feels like a sense of feeling rejected. So be wary of that in April, where you might again want to say stuff. For some of you, you might want to speak your mind, you might want to share your light, you might want to whatever, whatever. And it feels like, I don't know, you might go back to that sense of feeling rejected in your home, for those of you where that resonates. And it's like, but don't allow that to deter you. You know what I'm saying? Seven of Cups did fall out here. So again, you have other options. You're not in your home anymore. You're not in that child life stake anymore. You're not gonna get in trouble for speaking your mind. The worst a motherfucker gonna do is catch your attitude. But I mean, shit, they ain't gonna put their hands on you, and if they do want to put their hands on you, you just make sure you know what I'm saying, put your hands back. But again, go convert back to the first, the first oracle card, tender embrace. Again, if you saying what you got to say with passion and love, it shouldn't be no reason for shit to escalate that far anyway. The worst a motherfucker gonna do is catch your attitude and then feel some type of way. That I mean, okay, and that still shouldn't make you feel like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go back to being a shell of myself or making myself small, or maybe I shouldn't have said anything. No, you keep shining your light through. But for a lot of you, this feels very home related. This feels very in my upbringing, in my childhood home type thing. Give me something else on this Ten of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Yeah. Two of Wands. It fell right on his microphone. It hit directly on his microphone. So yeah, there's a big emphasis in April for like saying what you need to say, speaking up. Yeah, the moon card, shadow work, you know what I'm saying? Things unhealed, trauma, projection. You know what I'm saying? Even maybe some people, if this is an upbringing in your childhood, maybe you were raised by people who were also too scary to say what they had to say. So they tried to silence you too. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of people who were scared to really be bold, be courageous, you know what I'm saying, speak their mind. So they made you kind of not speak yours either. But it's like, again, Two of Wands is about momentum. It's about moving forward. It's about elevating from that. It's about progressing from that period. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of those things where, again, if this is something where it kind of takes you back to your childhood to not say stuff and not speak up. It's like, how are you nurturing yourself through that? You know, how are you nurturing yourself through that? This is a good time to really start being, what is that, Gandhi? Be the change that you want to see in the world. Be the change that you want to see in the world. So again, this could be speaking up about the suffering going on in the world. This could be like speaking up about what's going on in your home. and going on in your job. This could be speaking up about things that's going on with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And just allowing yourself to be heard and be seen. Whereas like again, I would be gentle with myself. You know what I'm saying? 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't have talked about this. You know, we kind of see those posts and content and stuff on the internet all the time. Where it's like, I'm working on being more transparent. This is what I've been going through. I was homeless and I got evicted or I got fired and like things have been hard for me. But this is what I've learned. This is what I acquired from myself. This is a big time to really start stepping into that too and putting your guidance and your wisdom out there into the world for people to hear you. Whereas, like, because 5 years ago when I got fired, I didn't know where my life would go. But you know what I learned about myself? You know what I learned about the job market after that? You know what I learned about society? You know? Oh, well, I used to be in politics. I'm not into politics. I'm just a regular civilian, and these are my thoughts of what I'm observing. And this is what I'm learning. This is what I'm acquiring. This is what I'm piecing together. It's like, again, it's time to really just like open the door for that. We This feels like new leadership, honestly. This feels like needing to step into your leadership, needing to step into like who you're meant to be, allowing yourself to be seen, allowing for people to see you. Seven of Pentacles here is reversed. So again, for some of you, you might feel like you're not going to get a return off of the investment. For some of you, you might feel like things aren't going to really grow for you. Seven of Pentacles is reversed. Seven of Pentacles upright is about, planting those seeds and kind of watching them flourish. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that they will blossom, knowing that things will kind of grow and take shape and manifest and come into fruition how it needs to. But it's reversed. So for some of you, again, you could maybe be dealing with too many obstacles. I mean, you could have too many options. Like for some of you, again, you might have too many avenues or revenues of stuff that you want to do. And it's like narrow that shit down. But for others of you, this could just be like balancing too many ideas of how it could go. Right? Where it's like, oh, it's like I don't know, it's like the issue of having too many options because it keeps you from really investing. It's like you can't focus so much on how it'll turn out. It's like it could turn out like this, it could turn out like that, it could turn out like that, it could turn out like this. People could hate it, people could love it, people could say this, it could not do, and it's like you giving yourself too many. It's like too many outcomes, too many options, too many outcomes. It's keeping you from investing in one thing. That's either in the event of things that you want to do, like maybe you want to sing and you want to dance and then you want to do this and you want to go travel and it's like narrow that shit down for some of y'all. For others of you, it's like you do have more options, but I mean, as a whole, you're just not investing. Give me the Seven of Pentacles reverse. Give me the Seven of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, for some of you, it's like, yeah, too many options, like mentally or something, or too many ideas that you're like too involved with. It's like, it feels like, it's like when you have too many options, you don't know what to pick, so you end up picking nothing to keep from being hurt, to keep from going with the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? For some of you, again, this could be in reference to like speaking up, speaking out, right? It could be in reference to like ideas of what you want to do, what to invest in. You know what I'm saying? Again, maybe you're emotionally involved in fashion. Maybe you want to do singing. Maybe you like perfume. Maybe you want to travel and do real estate. And it's like you have so many, and then you just might get emotionally overwhelmed. This could maybe also be in reference to like how you're putting yourself out there, like too many options of how it could play out. And it's like you don't want to get your feelings hurt because for whatever this is, this feels like something you're involved in. Like again, maybe it's like for me, I like to do music, right? So it's like putting myself out there, allowing myself to be seen, being tender with myself. But then it's like, oh, but there's so many different ways how people could receive my music, and I'm very emotionally attached to my music. So either way, if it's not really positive, uh, it'll hurt my feelings. And with that, it's like I never focus on the positive or just shining, you know what I'm saying, shining my light through. It's like there's so many ways and avenues of how this could go, and they could really hurt my feelings. So I'm just not gonna do none of them. You know what I'm saying? Type of situation. But it just keeps you from investing in something. You need to invest in it though. You know what I'm saying? You can't just kind of leave it with this King of Cups and this Three of Swords reverse. This is like not wanting to be hurt, not wanting to get your feelings hurt, being emotionally invested, emotionally involved, attached to something. But it's like if I invest in this, I leave myself vulnerable. That's what this is kind of giving for some of you. Again, take what resonates. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But for those of you where that resonates, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Where it's like investing in this makes me like vulnerable to it. So I don't want to be hurt. I don't want my feelings hurt. So I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I know I like to sing, but if people don't like my voice, if people don't like my music, you know, in my Erica Badu voice, I'm sensitive about my shit and it's gonna hurt my feelings. So since it's gonna hurt my feelings and I don't want my feelings hurt, I'm just not gonna do it. If people don't like it, it'll hurt my feelings. So I'm just not gonna invest in it because I don't want my feelings hurt. I'm just not gonna do it. And it's like, but there's so many different options that where that can go as well. Don't walk away from something because you're fearful. Again, tender embrace and encourage yourself through it and embrace and affirm yourself through it. You know what I'm saying? Allow yourself to be seen. You know what I'm saying? And really kind of push forward with this is what this is giving me for April. Good shit. I like it. Good shit. I like it. Give me give me some money messages. Give me some money messages for April. Bothered. Don't fear failure, but be afraid of regrets. Wow. And y'all saw me, heard me shuffle, right? Y'all saw me, heard me shuffle, right? I can't make this shit up. Bothered. Don't fear failure, but be afraid of regrets. Your worries are blocking your success. Remind yourself of your greatness and stay optimistic. That's literally what I just said. That's literally what I just said. Because I'm emotionally invested in whatever this thing is. And me investing in it and doing it full time, me allowing my light to really shine through, to step into that leadership role, to step into that guidance role, to carve out this path for me and others, to carve out this lane for me and others. I'm emotionally invested, emotionally wrapped up into it. It matters to me. In my Erica Badu voice, I'm sensitive about my shit. So if I invest in this, it leaves me emotionally vulnerable and susceptible to being hurt. Therefore, I don't invest in it. That will be your downfall for April. Therefore, I don't invest in it. I don't do the real work and the heavy lifting. I actually just end up walking away. And it says, don't fear failure, but fear regret. Because if I invest in this Seven of Pentacles reverse and I don't get a return off of my investment, right? If I don't see anything come of this, if I fail, it would destroy me. If I invest in this and people don't like it, it would destroy me. If I invest in this and I don't see a return off of my investment, it would destroy me. If I put so much money and effort and time, if I invest my emotions, if I invest myself emotionally, enthrall myself emotionally, get wrapped up emotionally in this investment and whatever it would be to where I'm allowing myself to be seen, allowing myself to be heard, allowing myself to take center stage. And it literally says right here, don't fear failure, but be afraid of the regret. Don't fear failing. Don't fear if people don't like it. Don't fear if people don't really fuck with it or maybe they not really fuck all of that. It says be afraid of regretting, which means be afraid of 10, 20 years from now looking back at this moment and not doing it. Be afraid of looking back at April in 2027, 28, 29, 2030, and you look back at all of these Aprils and you go, damn, I hate I didn't do that. It's almost like, again, when we be on the internet, right, and you see people act like me crying on my way to my 9 to 5 job because I was too scared to start dancing on TikTok in 2020. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you ever seen it, but I see it come down my algorithm all the time where people act like, you know what I'm saying, crying at my 9 to 5 break on my 12-hour shift because I was too cool or because I was too scared to start just dancing on TikTok and making myself personality right. Don't look back and have regret. Don't look back and have regret on how long it took. I mean, don't look back and have regrets on how long it took you. It says don't fear failure, but be afraid of regrets. Your worries are blocking your success. Remind yourself of your greatness in April and stay optimistic. Remind yourself of your greatness in April. Remind yourself of your greatness and stay optimistic. Keep putting yourself out there. Encourage yourself to put yourself out there. For those of you who have a very easy time with putting yourself out there, it is not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not, the message isn't the problem. Or maybe the message isn't the problem. It was the way you conveyed it, it was the words that you used, but the message is still the message. Sometimes it ain't even the way you said the message. Sometimes the message be great. People just don't like the messenger. That's fine. Fuck them. That was I said sometimes it don't even matter. It don't even matter how much you dress it up, rub it down, put some sugar on it, pour a little honey on it, pour some sugar on me. It don't even matter. It literally don't matter because people sometimes will just want to be mad. People sometimes will just want to make you wrong. People sometimes will just want to misconstrue your message. Sometimes it's not even the message that's the problem. It is the messenger. And sometimes it's not the messenger. Sometimes it's simply just how the message was delivered and delayed. Healing. Your finances are healing quickly. Continue to do what's best, and you will soon see great results. You have gained the energy that you need. This makes me feel like it's not even just financial healing, but this makes me feel like, again, healing, right? Tender embrace over here. Healing, right? Three of swords here, reverse over here on the spread. Healing, right? I think this is so much deeper than that. I think the more you heal within your own inner self, the more you will see it reflected in your finances. The more you heal that negative inner critic, the more you heal in your sense of self, your sense of self-esteem, your sense of self-worth, self-value, and your confidence, the more you heal, the more you work with yourself and be tender and nurture yourself through these hard times. The more you heal, the more you'll see it reflected. The more you heal, the more you'll maybe feel more comfortable in putting yourself out there, right? I did mention childhood, inner child stuff. Now I said this could maybe have been something that started as a child where you maybe have felt rejected for being your most authentic self or for your most authentic expression, or maybe you had a light on you that even as a child people told you you need to dim that down, you need to water that down, you need to contain that, and now is the time to really start healing that. Because the more you heal it, the more you can get paid off your likeness. The more you heal it, the more you'll feel more comfortable to step in that leadership role, to be that confidant, to step in that guider and advisor role, to speak your mind, speak your truth, and take center stage and to be seen and shine your light without feeling guilty or without feeling like you gotta watch for stepping on other people's toes or without feeling like you gotta silence yourself or make yourself small. And it'll be reflected in your finances because you'll probably get paid from that, right? Authority. It says your career is in the process of an upgrade. There is an opportunity for you to become an authority in your field of work. Be the leader you wish you had. Didn't I just say that? Be the leader you wish you had. I said that from the very beginning of this. In April, this is time to step into a leadership role, but do it with compassion. If you hear three young girls over around the way, three young boys over around the way, and you didn't learn something already, you didn't been in their shoes. Now isn't the time to sit here and act like you don't hear them talking, or oh, this ain't my business, that don't got nothing to do with me. Nah, step into the leadership role. It's not the what you say, it's just simply how you get the message across. And you people will be much more willing to hear you based upon how you're deciding to get that message across. But with all of this Aries energy and all of this Mars energy, all of this aggressive style, fight style energy, it might be the tone, the way you're going about getting that message across that can really, really, really add some fuel to the fire. But again, if you're so afraid about that, if you're much more afraid about stepping on toes, oh well, I don't want to. I'm just not. Well, I don't want to upset nobody, and I don't want. I'm just not gonna say nothing. No, this ain't the time to just not say nothing. Say it, but you need to say it with a level of compassion. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be all ugly style about it, but you don't gotta not say nothing either and be passive. You don't gotta be aggressive, but you don't have to be passive either. You can just be stern and direct. Assertive is a thing, right? You can be aggressive. You can be passive. You can be passive aggressive. And you could be assertive. Assertive is what you want to go for. Where it's not the tone, it's not your energy. You're not being pussy. You're not being overly aggressive like you want to fight, but you just letting people know what it is. This is what it is, and this is what it ain't. Be the authority that you want to see, though. Right? Again, if you're younger and you know you might have needed some guidance, don't be afraid to step in and offer a level of guidance, even though no one asked you. That's cool. Let your light be seen. You know, maybe it's about authority, and again, how you speaking about worldly views. That's fine. It could be the leader just as far as how you step up for yourself, step up for others, and having compassion in that. Last card, out shopping. If you're thinking about making money in retail or online selling, this is a good time to try it. It's also an opportunity to take your business to the internet. Didn't I say that? That was I said for we in 2026. The internet is a surefire way to speak on. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you probably couldn't really speak on what was going on across seas or whatever because the internet wasn't that prevalent. In 2026, all you got to do is jump on your platform and press start. And once you get done, press send. And you out into the universe. Everybody can hear your message. Everybody can see what you're saying. Everyone has eyes on you. So maybe you have a business. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you are your business and your brand. Okay. But regardless of, you're being asked in April to get a motherfucking move on it. Okay. Don't be afraid of failure. Be afraid of regret. Make sure that you're being tender with yourself during this time as you push yourself, and make sure you're being tender with other people around you as you might have to push them and or maybe kind of get them together a little bit. Okay? But it's time for you to shine. In April, you're being asked to allow yourself to be seen in all ways and all facets. Okay? Your future depends on it. Your life, your elevation depends on it. Okay. Thank you again so much. If you've gotten this far, I'd like to subscribe. Really appreciate it. Leave some comments if this resonated. Yeah, drop down below in the description box if you want to book a personal reading. Subscribe, join our family over here. Trying to grow us. My name is B, just in case if you forgot from the beginning of this. And yeah, that is what I have for you. So, send us some good luck, good juju. Happy April Fool's Day also. And yeah, I'll see you over on the next video. Bye.